Hey guys, how you doing? This is Keyon Corniffe, also known as Mr. Finance, your favorite financial educator and business coach. And today we're going to talk about do you know your FIN number? And welcome to day one of your financial classes. And this is what we're going to start talking about. So as you know, knowing your FIN number is extremely important. Now you have already you did your personal financial strategy sheet, which now give you the ability to now learn how to put together your FIN number. So now we're going to look at the goals section. Now you probably already put a designated retirement age that you want to retire, and you're already probably already know how much you want coming in at that retirement age. So what we got to do is figure out how to break down the FIN number and how does it work. So knowing your FIN number requires you to learn three things. You got to know when is the now, the later, and the end. These are three different time period in your lifetime that you will also have to know when they're going to happen. Now, when you start to figure them out, the first thing you got to know when it comes to knowing your FIN number, remember, your final income number for retirement is important to you to know. And knowing these two numbers require you to know how much you need to save and how much you need at the time when you retire. So the first thing we're going to figure out is how much you need. How much do you need? And the way you do that is by learning what's your retirement age. Then you got to know what's the life expectancy, and you got to know what's your current age right now. These are the three things you need to know. So let me give you an example, right? Knowing your FIN number. So knowing your FIN number, we're going to use an example. Let's say that you are a 30-year-old male or female that wants a monthly income of $5,000 a month at the age of 65. Now, did you know that the average person starts saving for the retirement at the age of 30 years old? And the average person think they only need about $6 or $5,000 during their retirement. And the average person think that retiring at the age of 65 is the correct time. Now, I'm not here to debate nor tell you if it's right or wrong, but what I'm going to tell you is how to know your number. So let's break it down. Once again, you're going to draw these things. You're going to write this down now, later, and the end. First thing you got to figure out is how much you're going to need. So let's break it down. So from 65, this person want to retire at 65 years old. They want $5,000 a month. $5,000 a month, 12 months in a year. That's 60,000 a year that they will need money. So from 65 to 85, why 85? Well, 85 is the average life expectancy for someone to live, right? Now, does that mean that you're going to live to 85? Does that mean that you're going to die before 85? We don't know, but we could just plan for it. So on average, the average person lived to around age 85 years old. So from 65 to 85, that's an average of 20 years that you may need money coming in. So this person going to need 20 years of money coming in from age 65 to 85, and he needs about $60,000 a year. That's $5,000 a month. So now when you take that 60,000 times it by the 20 years that he needs that 60,000 coming in for the next 20 years, that gives you $1.2 million. Yes. So this person would need to have $1.2 million saved up by the age of 65. So in order for them to receive $5,000 a month for the next 20 years, which is $60,000 a year. So now they know the need. That's the first part of knowing your FIN number. You know how much you need. Now you have a clear goal, something to aim at. So once you figure out the need, we got to figure out how much you need to save. So that this moment, if this male or female is at 30 years old, from 30 to 65, that means they have about 35 years that they need to save. 35 years to save. So from 30 to 65, they need to save. So what you got to do is take the need, the $1.2 million that you discover that you need at 65. You now have to take that 1.2 million divided by the amount of years that you have to save, which is 35, and that will then tell you that you need to save $34,285 a year or $2,857 a month in order for you to reach your goal to have $1.2 million at 65. Now, you may think and wonder, well, who in their right mind at the age of 30 years old could save $34,285 or $2,857 a month and still have a lifestyle? Well, I understand what you're saying. This is the reason why you got to learn two things. You got to learn about compound interest, and you got to make sure that the money that you're saving it is in the right tax bracket. Because in order for you to receive that whole $1.2 million, you'd have to put it in a tax bracket where it's called tax advantage. This is tax advantage bracket where you're allowed to get your money to be tax free withdrawals and also tax free against the gains. You don't get taxed on the gains, you don't get taxed on the withdrawals. And that's important for you to know, so that way you could learn how to put your money in the right bracket. So this is why it's important for you to know your FIN number. So at this moment, what I want you to do is to pause this video right now, pause this video, and what we're going to do is that I want you to write down now, later, and the end, and we're going to figure out your FIN number now. Follow the step-by-steps. All right. Now that you're back, you write down your now, you write down the later, you write down the end. Let's break it down. You're going to write down your retirement age later, right? What is your retirement age? When the age do you want to retire? Write that number next to that. Now you're going to write down 85 as an average. Okay, you're going to live with the average 85, so you're going to plan for that. And then you're going to calculate how many years from when you want to retire to 85 you're going to need money. Now, how much money do you need? Calculate that on a monthly basis and times that by 12, and then you figure out how much you're going to need as far as an annual basis. Now that you figure out that number, now you know how much you need. That's your FIN number. Now, moving from there, what you got to do is now figure out, well, write down in the now section, what's your current age? What is your current age? And then calculate from your current age to your retirement age, how many years is that going to be that you need to save? Now, take that number and divide it into what you need for your retirement age, and that will tell you how much you need to save on a monthly basis in order to reach that goal. So here's some questions you must ask yourself. Number one, how long will I need income during retirement? This is what you just figured out. You know how many years you're going to need as an average. Now, do I have enough time to save for my retirement? Right? We always have time. We just got to leverage the right compound interest and increase our cash flow in many different ways. And then you got to think about, how will my money be taxed when I start to receive it during retirement? That's why it's important to learn the 3 ways that your money get taxed as we continue to go through these series. And then ultimately, does your job alone give you the lifestyle that you want during your retirement? Let's be realistic. Working a 9-to-5 job would not give you this type of lifestyle. What gives you this lifestyle is 2 things: compound interest and learning how to create a business. That's what gives you this lifestyle. So I hope this gives you a lot more understanding in order to know your FIN number and what are some of the game plans to continue learning. So what I want you to do is look forward to day 2. And make sure that you sit down with me so we could go over this step by step with you and break it all down. So my name is Keyon Corniffe, also known as Mr. Finance, your favorite financial educator and business coach. And always remember that you're one decision away from changing the future for the better. So always remember, the choice is always yours. I'll see you guys at day 2. Have a blessed night.